Today, we are planning a business trip to beautiful Campeche, Mexico. LonelyPlanet.com describes Campeche as a historical fairyland. Its walled city center, a tight enclave of restored pastel buildings, narrow cobblestone streets, fortified ramparts, and well-preserved mansions. It was added to UNESCO's list of World Heritage Sites in 1999. The state capital may lack a little of the daily life ambiance, as few people actually live in the historic center, but you leave those inner walls and you'll find a genuine Mexican provincial capital, complete with a frenetic market, a peaceful boardwalk, and old school fishing docks. Now, I give you this description just to give you a little feel for what to expect when you get to the city. My job today is to go over some of the planning, the daily living tips, and the cultural aspects to help you when you're doing business in Campeche. So let's start off with planning. First things first, you are going to need a passport to get into Mexico. And you'll need that same passport to get back in to the United States. So you have got to plan ahead. Passports can take several weeks in order for you to get in. So if you're not ahead of the game, then you will get left behind. Now, if you have a passport, it's good for 10 years. So I suggest you check that date and make sure that your passport is still valid. Now, once you're on the plane, and yes, you're going to have to take a plane, you're going to have to fill out a Mexico tourist permit. This is something Mexico requires for you to keep on your body at all times while you're traveling in Mexico and you're not a Mexican citizen. Now, as far as time goes in Campeche, they're in the same time zone as Texas, so really we should not feel any difference or any sort of jet lag that would come from the difference in time zones between different countries. Now, the temperature in Campeche is sunny and 90 degrees right now, and in the evening times it's in the mid 70s. So it's beautiful there. And don't forget that you're right off the water at the Gulf of Mexico, so it is going to be humid and it's probably going to be a little windy as well. Now, the best way to get there, like I said earlier, is to fly. Flying to Campeche is going to get you there in a matter of 4 hours. Now, I use TripAdvisor, and it looks like round-trip flights flying economy from Austin to Merida, Mexico Airport is $579. And the flight, like I said, takes about 4 hours. Now, once you get to the airport, you're going to need to rent a car because it's a 2-hour drive to Campeche from the airport. 2 hours. So standard car rentals are at about $25 a day. And now this information as well I got off of TripAdvisor, and that is for unlimited mileage. So be prepared. Now, once you take your 2-hour drive and you get to Campeche, you're going to need a place to stay. Hotels range from the luxurious, all of the amenities included, at $250 a night, all the way down to an economy night at a nice hotel. That's a good place to stay for $50 a night. So you decide how much you want to spend on your trip. Now, the currency in Mexico is a peso, but you'll also find that there are many places where the American dollar is accepted. I would still plan on exchanging some of your dollars for pesos, and this can be done once you get out of the airport, or once you get to Campeche, there'll be various places, banks, and things that will do exchanges for you. But also, don't forget, most places now will accept your credit card too, so you will not have any problem spending money when you get there. The predominant language, something we need to know, is Spanish. So brush up on your Spanish. If you don't know Spanish, I would suggest studying some of the greetings. Hello, goodbye, good afternoon, thank you, excuse me. These are things that just add a little touch to your personality and shows that you are interested in them and their culture as you're doing business. Now, other things, in order to be successful in your business in Campeche, there's a few cultural customs that I want to share with you and that you definitely need to be aware of. First, a handshake is the standard greeting when you're meeting someone for the first time. Now that changes when you're among friends. When you're among friends, gentlemen will grab your hand and do a pat on the back, and that is a standard greeting for men who are friends. Women will generally kiss on the cheek. That is not something that men typically do to their female friends. Yucatans, because that's where we're at when we're in Campeche, is the Yucatan Peninsula. Yucatans are generally warm conversationalists. That means that their disagreements are handled more with nuance. They are not going to openly contradict you, so you're not going to find yourself in an argument with them just because that is not the right tone that they use. So you have to discern from their actions whether they agree with you or not. Something else that I want to specifically address is haggling, because you see, generally speaking, people haggle with the artisans there. Now, when you are handling business there, I would suggest that you keep that to a minimum. There are several businessmen there that would consider that as being very disrespectful. And so that's one thing that you don't want to do while you're trying to do business there. Now, this concludes my research for your business trip to Mexico. I'm going to drop right here the fact that most of my research was done online using lonelyplanet.com and TripAdvisor, as well as some of my past experience in the Mexican culture. Thank you.